This is Mark Kubrick. I'm going to compare 3 different ways to record an acoustic guitar today, and these are all budget methods, so ideally you could go out and buy a $1,000 to $5,000 studio mic, and none of these methods are really going to compare to doing that. But if you're trying to make a few YouTube videos and you're not sure what the best of the cheaper options are, what I've done here is I made one video but recorded the audio with all 3 methods at the same time. So that way, rather than like some other videos I've seen where they change the setup, then they play something different and you can't compare the exact same recording with a different medium, this is all the exact same thing that I played the exact same way with different audio sources. So I compared the iRig, which is basically just a lapel mic, and it goes inside the sound hole of your guitar. It's nice for these gypsy jazz guitars because the sound hole is sort of oddly shaped, and so a lot of classic acoustic guitar pickups don't work. And then of course, regular iPhone. This is a cheaper iPhone, just a SE from this year. And then I can't show you because you're looking at it, but the webcam that I'm recording this on right now. So following this little introduction, I've got about 4 minutes of audio for each of these 3 methods, and hopefully you don't want to actually watch all 12 minutes of it, but you can compare different aspects from each recording type. And I tried to record first just a solo guitar with no accompaniment, since a lot of people would be doing that, but I prefer to have some sort of backing going on, so I also compared that. I didn't edit the audio at all, except I turned the backing volume down so that it's lower than the melody or solo volume. I'll have links in the description to all of these, and also there will be a summary of this information. But basically the iRig is the first one that I look at, and it's pretty simple to install. Clips on like this. Now when you're using this, you got to be careful not to hit it with your pick, because that'll make a pretty loud sound. And this is a really good solution for strictly audio. Just turn it on. It's got some different tone settings that you can cycle through, and it actually even lets you combine the tone settings too, which I haven't really explored the full extent of this. You can also change the volume and the mix, and I've messed with the volume but not really the mix. Probably the best thing about this though is it has this setting on the side that lets you change the phase. So if you're getting a lot of feedback, typically if you change the phase 180, you won't have any feedback at all. So really like this feature. And then of course you need a 1/4-inch jack for the out, and I just use a 1/4 to 1/8 inch jack to make this audio ready for the computer. So overall, I like the sound of this. It's the most acoustic sound of any of the types of pickups that I've tried to use for acoustic guitar. But there are some drawbacks. Get a lot of the sound of like your pick rubbing on the strings, anything like that, which these are all sounds we should try to eliminate. But if you do make any of those sounds, they'll get picked up more because the pickup's just right here. So, and it's just a speaker. So if you have any kind of squeaking or anything like that, it gets picked up. It does seem like the sustain is a little shorter than what your guitar is actually playing, which I found interesting. And you can compare that to the iPhone or the webcam. I think they capture the sustain better. And then for some reason, the harmonics don't seem to get picked up as loudly or as clearly. And like on the webcam, I noticed that the harmonics ring out really clear, whereas with the iRig, I mostly hear the sound of my pick hitting the strings. So that's probably the biggest con with it. Moving on to the webcam, it does have a warmer sound, which is nice, and the harmonics sound great, but it's really muddy sounding compared to the iRig. The iRig sounds really crisp. Also, and you'll notice this in this video, there's a problem with white noise. I'm going to try to remove the white noise in Audacity, but we'll see how successful I am with that. The other thing I like about the webcam is it's really simple. If you're making a video, you get the audio, it's on your computer, you can import it into a video editor. So moving on to the iPhone, probably the biggest disadvantage with that is that you have to upload it to Google Drive or something, transfer the file, unless you're doing the editing on your phone, which I'm not aware of a lot of people doing that. Also, when you're making a lot of videos, it starts to take up a lot of space on the iPhone. But I will say the iPhone sounds pretty good, especially when you're just playing solo guitar. It had a more full sound than the webcam, and even for some reason I liked it better than the iRig for just solo guitar. And it sounds pretty good when you have the accompaniment and guitar too. Some disadvantages with the iPhone, I find it's a little bit annoying to have to place it somewhere and then hope it doesn't fall over and start it, and then if you're starting and stopping a lot, it's maybe not in the best position, whereas with the webcam, this is where I would normally sit and I can access my computer and start and stop the videos really quickly and so on. Those are all the main notes that I'd make on this, and go ahead and check out the comparisons and let me know what you think in the comments of my comparisons, and if you like it, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.